it's possible. But if you know what happened with Kanye, well, if you've seen what everything that was happening on Twitter with Kanye, I honestly thought he was hacked. Like honestly, like genuinely speaking, when I seen that stuff in real time, I did thought like Kanye was like hacked, or he was looking for attention. Cause there's no way you say all that. Like that's I don't know, bruh. Like I couldn't even be like, oh yeah, he made great music. From what he was saying, I can't defend him, and I'm not going to.
Kanye West with a surprise. Kanye just had his biggest meltdown yet and is currently going viral for saying a lot of very dumb things like free P. Diddy. He also went off on Jewish people again. He praised Hitler, said he was a Nazi, and dropped Diddy merch while he was at it. This man is completely...
That's not real, bro. It can't be. It can't be. Cause wasn't he just saying like FP Diddy and he was on some weird stuff? Now you're saying free him. That's not, bro. I refuse to think that's Kanye, bro. That was saying all that. But if it actually was, bro, he had to have been tweaking. Like, genuinely, he must have been tweaking. There's no way that you just casually say all that and you're not on something.
Losing it, and obviously he's very hungry for attention, so let's give that attention to him.
Yeah,
he definitely
he
got a lot of shit on
my
mind about this topic. Just the other day we spoke about the stunt at the Grammys involving Kanye's wife stripping herself of her clothes, something that Kanye ended up defending in this recent Twitter rant. The guy's going off the rails, and honestly, whatever was left of the man we once knew as the genius, that man is completely gone. Let's go over what he said so far, and just for the record, I'm not going to be able to go through all of them because, as I'm recording this right now, he's still putting up tweets like every 2 minutes, and honestly,
bro, if you actually seen what was happening in real time, bro, he was going on for hours. Yeah, bro, if you was there in real time and saw all the stuff that was going on, bro, he was ranting for hours. Literally hours. And I don't understand, bro. Like,
can't keep up with that, bro. Like, I got a life to live, okay? Alright, guys, so let's actually go through these tweets, okay? So the first tweet is Kanye says, free Puff, definitely don't free that ninja. And then he says,
keep him locked.
Diego, I don't know how you say it.
Who was that? I don't know. Oh, wait, go.
That ninja. And then he said,
all you please come at me, that's how we... Can't even defend him at this point, because what
says,
why
Diego,
say this
on
a normal like
that's an
Friday
alcoholic beverage company that used to be in bed with Diddy, and then they ended.
And it was crazy is he did this in the morning. It was the morning. I mean, it was morning time for me, but like, it was the morning. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7.
Parting ways. And then after that he says, all you please come at me, that's how we know the coons left these white people and Jewish people tell you what to do and say fuck Diego or Viego and fuck all you niggas in advance. And then this is when he promotes the P. Diddy merch that he made, right? So as you guys can see, that's some Diddy merch right there. And then he says, I'm selling the Sean John collaboration that me and my brother, talking about Diddy, spoke about before they locked him up. We split in the profits 50-50. And then he says, Puff get one call a morning. And then after that he puts up these tweets right here. He says, I got in the shower and thought of like 6 tweets. Let me see what I can remember. Please get back in the shower, Kanye. And then he says, I'm going to normalize talking about Hitler. This is crazy. And then he says, the way they talking about killing niggas has been normalized. And then he says, Hitler was so fresh. This nigga's crazy. And then he says, call me Yadolf, Hitler, and you still wanna fuck. Okay, this...
It makes me want to shed a tear. Because what happened? What happened to the GOAT? I don't even want to call you the GOAT no more. He's still one of the greatest, but like, he's literally ruining his own reputation and career, bruh. Like, I know he's worth billions of dollars, bruh. But like, when you thought of Kanye back in like, what, 2016, you did think of a crash out still. But you thought of one of the greatest people, like greatest artists of all time. He made graduation. That had meaning back then. Now, you can't even say that. Because he's saying stuff like this.
I can't take this anymore, bro. And then he says, I love cutting the grass every couple of years. 3 devil emojis. And then after that, he says, just for clarity, they're trying to make an example out of Puff. Me and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare niggas. I'm neither scared nor brave. This is just me, he says. And then after that, he says, I just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect money while he's locked up, so I'm going to send his half of the money to Justin. And then after that, he says, whoever is after Puff, we got to find out exactly who they are. Okay, cool. Play off the grid. My heart has not jumped not one moment today. I got steel in my veins. God mode. Puff, we love you. Nigga, speak for you.
Yeah, speak for yourself, man. Keep that individual locked up for as many years, bruh. Many years, bruh. It still baffles me that he did this, though. Like, you're supposed to be a Christian. And you're saying all this.
Self, okay? When I was canceled,
he made a Christian album.
Other than Ty, every single other ninja waited for it to be safe. Ninjas waited for me to be in good standings with the Jews. Then they came around. That ninja better than everybody anyway. He's talking about Ty Dolla $ign. And then after that, he says, all rape.
Really? When I was okay. All rappers want my spot. I will never not know that every rapper living wanna be me. Every rapper living wish they was me. Maybe back then, bro, but now you just... Yeah.
Rappers maybe want my spot. I will never not know that. Every rapper living wanna be me. Every rapper living wish they was yay. Okay, whatever you say, Kanye. And then he says, ain't nobody ramped up either. I'm calm as ice. This is how I really feel, how I really felt, and how I will always feel. F all you, your F-ass, unfair business deals. Any Jewish person that does business with me need to know I don't like or trust any Jewish person. What? And then he says, I can say Jew as much as I want. I can say Hitler as much as I want. Matter of fact, I do say it when I want. And then this is the tweet when he kind of justifies the, Grammy stuff.
Anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is is dumb and lame. Yes, you. She been dressing naked for 2 years. That's all I'm saying. I will give him that. This is something that she was known to do. Like, this was something that she was known to do. But it was a stunt, though, bro. Like you were looking for attention. She was posing the same way as like the Vultures album, bro. You were looking for attention. Oh, every single on the planet wish they had her bravery body platform. There are so many women out there that have the same platform, but even bigger. Like, what?
Stunt. He says, anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yes, you. He sounds so sassy here. She been dressing naked for 2 years. That's not something to brag about. Now all of a sudden it's a stunt. Every single bitch on the planet wish they had her bravery, body platforms, and access to money, and a husband that supported their personal expression. There are a lot of things that had to converge for this moment to happen. And then after that, he says, slavery is a choice. No comment.
That was nuts.
Please stop. And then he says, they're trying to prove a point, and y'all know that. Y'all effing know that. And sitting laughing at the effing internet on Instagram. This man gave his life to us. This is my idol. This is my hero, he said. And then after that, he says, what y'all gonna do? Cancel my sneaker deal, cancel my record deal, freeze my accounts. F all y'all ninjas. Slavery is a choice. I'm speaking my mind. I ain't editing shit ever again. And then he says all these, by the way, I'm literally exhausted from all these tweets, bro. Kanye. All these celebrities, ninjas, and bitches is pussy. Y'all watch our brother rot and never say shit. F all that woke shit. Ninjas addicted to complaining. Do something. And then after that, he says, we all watched them try to cancel Chris Brown and ain't nobody do nothing. I was pussy then too. Chris Brown till the wheels fall off. And then he says, Elon stole my NASA.
I know Chris Brown was like, don't bring me into this shit. What?
He swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy, get your own third rail. This guy's weird, bro. And then he says, I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my favorite. And then he says, one thing about being God on earth is you have to constantly forgive every human. Nigga, you ain't a god. And then he says, I will say nothing bad or against China. They always showed me love when Americans turned their backs on me because of a red hat or a t-shirt. I get money with China. I love China. God had my mom bring me there when I was 10 for a reason. And then he says, I change my mind when I feel like it. We know. And then he says, nigga, newsflash, white people and Jewish people are different. You can get money with Jewish people, but they always gonna steal and invite you over to their house on Friday. White people do not fuck with ninjas. They leave that to the Jews. If you think you're getting money with a white person, it's not true. That so-called white person is actually Jewish. Jews hate whites because of the Germans from World War II. And then let's
I don't understand how it got to this point. Like, I never saw a tweet from Kanye on Twitter before in my life. I mean, well, for as long as I was on Twitter. So for him to just pop up out of nowhere and say this isn't normal. He must have genuinely been on something. I do not believe that this was Kanye in his right mind. And even if it was, he needs to be checked. I mean, we all know that he got some issues, but dang.
Let's make this the last tweet because I literally cannot do this anymore, guys. Kanye says all white people are racist. Nigga, that's your fucking fan base.
Yeah, bro. You're being racist as it is.
And then this is the last tweet. Jewish people actually hate white people and use black people. Man, enough of this fucking ranting ass, insane, maniacal fucking bullshit. Whew. So as you guys could hear, this man is completely going insane, but that's very common for Kanye. By the way, that wasn't even like all the tweets. Like I told you, I just ain't got enough time in the day to let him spit out all his BS so I can cover it all in one video. Now, Kanye said free Diddy, which is something I've actually heard people say before. A lot of people think that Diddy was set up because they don't want a successful black man in power. First of all, Diddy has been in power for a long time, for decades actually.
He's been in power since like the damn beginning of the 90s. He's had a lot of time to be empowered. He's had a lot of time to see some things. So.
It wasn't until all of his wrongdoings accumulated enough to the point where he ended up seeing real world consequences for his actions. Right. I don't think there's an agenda with Diddy.
Keep that man in there.
I mean, that was the same man who on that footage that got leaked was beating the hell out of Cassie as she was trying to escape. So that's P. Diddy for you. Ain't no agenda there.
Keep that.
Kanye's obviously an opportunist, so whatever benefits him, he's going to be for that. Which is why he's selling this merchandise so he can cash in on all the Diddy supporters' gullibleness, okay? And then as for the anti-Semitic comments he's been making, this is something Kanye has been on for a long time. I'm sure some of y'all actually, or all of y'all actually should know this and remember this. But he put up this very strange tweet back in 2022, just out of nowhere. And I'm not going to read this out loud or show it actually. Let's just say that he had death and Jewish people in the tweet. Now, if you guys did not know, the majority of Kanye's business partners, they used to be of Jewish descent. Kanye has been making a whole lot of money with Jewish people for the entirety of his career. And then in 2022, that's when he really started going off the deep end. A lot of things were shifting behind the scenes for him. His ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, she started running for the hills, and their divorce, that was a roller coaster, okay? At first, things seemed intense. Then suddenly, it seemed fine. Then Kim started dating Pete Davidson, who for some reason got her name branded on his skin. Meanwhile, Kanye was out here buying a house across the street from her, making public statements about wanting to, be back together and just spiraling publicly, okay? Kim was quite literally dying to get out of that relationship. But while everyone...
Yeah, she was. But... That junk was breaking Kanye, I ain't gonna lie.
I was watching the Kim K Pete Davidson drama play out. Something much bigger was happening to Kanye. His business empire crumbling, his partnerships getting pulled one by one, his billionaire status slipping away, and honestly, that was all Kanye is doing. Because being in business with Kanye is like playing a Russian roulette. One day you guys are signing contracts, making millions of dollars together. The next day he's on Twitter blowing up your whole operation. And that's exactly what happened. In the span of just a few months, Kanye went from being a billion-dollar mogul to losing everything. Adidas dropped him, Balenciaga, Gap, and every major fashion company also cut ties. His longtime talent agency, CAA, dropped him. A finished documentary about Kanye, shelved forever. And after losing all those partnerships, Kanye hopped on Instagram to say, Ari Emanuel, I lost $2 billion in one day and I'm still alive. This is love speech. I still love you. God still loves you. The money is not who I am. The people is who I am. But let's be real, this wasn't some spiritual awakening by Kanye. A lot of the wild stuff he's doing now is because his pockets ain't as big as they used to be, okay? Now, Kanye is never truly gonna be broke, okay? He's built such a massive brand to the point where he could walk into any room, breathe for like 5 seconds, and someone would hand him $100,000 just for existing. But when you reach this level of success, the money ain't just about what you have, it's about what you owe. You got business expenses, you got personal expenses, you got taxes, you got employees to pay, you got investors expecting their money back, because a lot of these ultra rich dudes don't gamble with their own money, they borrow other people's money, and then when things go south, that's when the real problem starts. Now Kanye, a lot of his downfall started because he went on that anti-Semitic tirade. All the Jewish business partners Kanye was working with, they all came together and said, you know what, we're not gonna rock with this guy anymore. And honestly, can you blame them? Like, here's a guy who's made hundreds of millions of dollars doing business with them, and then suddenly he flips the script and starts going on these insane rants about them. At that point, it's not even about the money anymore, it's about the respect. They weren't about to just keep cutting him checks while he was out here disrespecting their people on a global stage. So one by one, they dropped his ass. No more Adidas deal, no more Balenciaga collabs, no more corporate backing, and that's how Kanye went from being one of the biggest names in fashion to watching his entire collapse overnight. But instead of taking accountability, instead of realizing that he fumbled the bag himself, Kanye did what Kanye always does. He doubled down. And now we're seeing the effects of that downfall playing out in real time. The sad part about Kanye is he's such an attention seeker to the point where he doesn't, really care if it's positive or negative. As long as his name is trending, as long as people are talking about him, that's all that matters to him. And that's exactly why he keeps on pushing the envelope. This guy obviously thrives on chaos. Every time he does something controversial, he gets the reaction he wants, and that just fuels his ego to keep going further. At this point, it's not really about the money anymore, it's about the ego. Because think about it, this is a guy who had it all. A $1 billion empire, which I'm sure he probably has that empire to some extent, right? Yeah. The biggest brands in fashion backing him. A wife who, love her or hate her, is one of the most famous women in the world. And also, to Kim's defense, I mean, this woman, she genuinely loved Kanye. When the entire industry was telling her, why did you get with this guy? She was defending Kanye West because she loved him. And then now look at Kanye. Like, he had all that, and look at him now. He's out here selling bootleg Diddy merch, ranting about Hitler. Like, what? That's not just a fall from grace. That's self-destruction on a whole different level. And the crazy part is Kanye probably thinks he's winning, because in his mind, if people are talking about him, he still has power. But the reality is he's burning every last bridge he has left. At the end of the day, this conversation shouldn't be, oh, but he's rich, or oh, he's famous, or oh, he got money, because we've seen what happens when all that disappears. Look at P. Diddy. At one point, he was a billionaire, untouchable, moving like a king in the industry, and now he's locked up in a prison cell, a place where nobody cares about how much money you got, how many celebrities you knew, or how many hits you made, or how much power you had on the outside. Right now, there are other men in that prison looking him dead in the eye, telling him when to eat, when to sleep, and when to wake up. If you're listening to this right now, you're in a better position than a guy who was once a billionaire, because at least you got control of your day-to-day routine. And that's the thing Kanye doesn't seem to understand. All this clout chase and all these shock value stunts, none of that lasts forever. We already know that. You can be a billionaire today, but you keep playing stupid games, eventually you're gonna win a stupid prize, okay? And at the rate Kanye is going, who knows what's next? I'm not saying he's about to get caught up in some Diddy stuff, but at this point, who even knows who this guy really is anymore? Because let's be real, the Kanye that we see today is not the same Kanye we knew 10 years ago. Back then, he was the genius, he was the visionary, the guy pushing the culture forward. Now, he's unpredictable. One day he's talking about building a utopia. The next day he's selling bootleg Diddy merch. And the day after that, he's out here praising Hitler. What kind of arc is this? Because I ain't never heard about this one. And the crazy part is nobody around him is stopping him. That's the problem when you reach his level of fame.
That's the thing, yeah. They're not going to stop that. They're not going to stop him. Because, I don't know.
There's
They
no
need
one
to,
left to
honestly.
check you. No one has the balls to check your ass. Everyone in your circle is either a yes man or they're scared to call you out because they ain't trying to lose that check. So
Right.
Kanye just keeps on spiraling and spiraling deeper and deeper. And if history has taught us anything, this kind of downward spiral never ends well. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. This is the same guy who gave us the greatest music of our generation. The same guy who made Through the Wire, Jesus Walks, Flashing Lights, Runaway, songs that defined entire eras of hip-hop. A lot of us grew up on his music. A lot of us used to love this dude, man. But now, it's hard to even recognize Kanye. Because this ain't about controversy anymore. This is not just about him being a free thinker. This is a full-blown identity crisis playing now in real time. And the saddest part, the flesh of Kanye might still be here, but the soul, the mind, the Kanye we all knew, that nigga's gone. It's like we're watching a shell of the man he used to be. I mean, the genius, the innovator, the artist who changed hip-hop forever, that Kanye is long gone. What we now have is someone who's spiraling, reaching, trying to stay relevant by any means necessary. And the worst part is he's too deep in it to even see what's happening to him. When you burn so many bridges, you lose so many friends and push away everyone who cared about you, what's left? At this point, is even his own family gonna be able to stand behind him? Because let's be real, he's already pushed away everyone who once truly cared about him. Kim, she's gone. His kids growing up watching all this unfold, the people who once stood by him, either silent or gone. And the way he's moving, he's making it real hard for anyone to defend him, honestly. Because being considered a genius at one point doesn't justify self-destruction. At some point, you gotta ask yourself, when everyone around you walks away, maybe the problem ain't them. Maybe it's you. And for Kanye, that realization might come when there's nobody left to clap for him. Everyone around him is literally afraid to call him out, afraid to tell him the truth, afraid to get cut off just for speaking up. Because at this point, being in Kanye's circle is like walking on eggshells. I'm sure it is. Have y'all seen some of those clips of him like being at a party or something, like backstage somewhere, like just like screaming among people?
Don't say me. I'm by myself in this motherfucking room. Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now. Just the fact that you ain't listening to me, is it? Ain't none of y'all niggas with me. I'm by my fucking self. Cause ain't none of y'all niggas stand up for me. Ain't nobody stop. It's shut up. Be quiet.
Hey, she real. I was like, yeah, she. You ain't God, nigga. You not God, Kanye, bro. Come on, bro. You not Kanye. You can call yourself Jesus, but you not God, bro.
Hey, before you get X out.
One wrong word, one disagreement, and you're out. That's him. People who won't hold him accountable. And that's why he keeps on spiraling. Because when nobody checks you, nobody tells you, nah, bro, this ain't it. You start thinking every thought in your head is genius, right? And Kanye is living in a world where nobody can tell him he's wrong. But reality don't work like that. At some point, you either wake up or you crash out. And the way he's moving, that crash out might be coming sooner than he thinks. I know it's coming. You know it's coming, and you know I did the best job I could possibly do with this video, so now I want to hear what you have to say about this topic.
I think Kanye just, I don't know, bro. Somebody need to take that nigga phone. Somebody need to take that nigga phone away. Maybe the wife or whatever. Maybe Kim got to smack his ass and take the phone. Or maybe, I ain't even gonna say his kids, just, I don't know. But like, yeah, bro, he's just digging a hole, and you can't even defend him.